obsession with aging gone too far? Well, considering that a video titled How I Slow Down the Aging Process as a 14-year-old went viral on TikTok earlier this year, there's some things that we need to discuss. Now, as a 42-year-old who, probably when I was 14, I probably thought that people in their 40s were ancient, back in the day. But now that I'm actually in my 40s, I just find it so funny how much kids think that people my age, we're like one footstep away from being in a nursing home. Actually, the other day, I was on TikTok scrolling, looking at comments, because the comments on TikTok be real funny. Except they were calling somebody who was 10 years younger than me middle-aged. And I was like, that ain't funny, man. And speaking of, have you guys seen these? This is like some prediction, like where kids predict what life will be like when they're 40. Look at these little rows. I am 40. I have wrinkles and gray hair, and I would have a walking stick to help me walk. This is what Rena Monahan, who was 9 years old at the time, said. And then there's another one. I am 40. I am turning old. I just left work because I cannot manage going up and down hills. I know I will soon die. That's Jennifer Turner, age 8. Yo, bump these kids. But all jokes aside, aging has been on the minds of many way more now than it was just 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, in 2012, fewer than 20% of US women between the ages of 18 and 24 considered anti-aging skincare to be important. Now that's according to a survey conducted by market research group NPD. Now by 2018, that's just 6 years from then, another US focused study by beauty consumer analyst, the benchmarking group, they found that more than 50% of 18 to 24-year-old women said they wanted to add wrinkle-defying products into their routine. I can only imagine, because 2018, I don't think we had TikTok in 2018. I can only imagine what those numbers would be like in, we're going into 2024, with how many young people are thinking about anti-aging routines. As a self-proclaimed old myself, I'm a little offended by this, because what is it about people my age that makes these teenagers and sometimes even younger than that look at us and be like, ooh, I don't want to look like that. Let me start doing injectables at 13. Like, what's up with that? Because I do think if the youngins knew how great it is to be 35 plus, then maybe they would stop bullying us on the internet. Okay, for real though. In case you haven't heard, now I checked my analytics here and a lot of you guys are younger than me. Some of you got me by 5 years, some of you got me by 10, some of y'all got me by 15 years young, you know what I'm saying? But in case no one has ever told you, a lot of us women, as we get older, we just get more confident, we're more self-aware, we're more assertive, finances tend to get better. Like, you start feeling yourself when you turn 30 and throughout your 30s, but nobody can tell you anything in your 40s. And I like to, communicate and parlay with women who are older than me, and it gets even better 50 and beyond from what I'm understanding. Now let me tell you something. Despite the fact that my bones are on borrowed time, I've never felt this good, this secure, this confident about myself ever in life. You could not pay me to be 20 and insecure again. You just can't do it. And you ain't gotta believe just me. Beyonce, Beyonce Renaissance, fellow 42-year-old 1981 baby stand-up, she said something similar about being in her 40s. Now let me get the quote. She said, I am who I am, and you take me or you don't. However, I feel like I need to do this in my Beyonce voice. Hold on. I gotta give you the whole Renaissance effect. Okay, let me say this again. I am who I am, and you take me or you don't. It's a really beautiful, liberating place to be as a woman. I spent so much of my life as a serial people pleaser, and I'm able to not give a F about things. J, okay, blue. All right now, I have nothing to prove to anyone at this point, and I'm allowing myself to just be free. And I couldn't agree more. Now, sleeping on the wrong pillow combination, that might jack up my shoulders. And sometimes I gotta be careful when I sneeze, because the wrong sneeze could throw out my back, but I would have it no other way if it meant keeping the way I feel about myself on the inside. But here's the thing, I want to continue to look as good on the outside as I feel on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Now, as I've said here many times on this here skincare channel, seeing a skincare pro particularly somebody who has receipts, long receipts, that they know what they're doing with Skin of Color, can help take your skincare routine to the next level. I have documented my many forays into professional treatments here on the channel, and you check them out and after you finish watching this one. Now, as people of color, we may not age in the same ways that our counterparts do, but we do have some concerns that, a lot of us would like to address, such as discoloration and the sagging of the skin. And those two things, the discoloration and the sagging of the skin, those are things that can become more prominent after 35. Now, for instance, look at my under eye area here. Now, there's a lot going on in this before and after, but one of the main things that I did to help improve underneath my eyes was a custom cream that I got from my dermatologist that helped to fade that discoloration. But that custom cream required a prescription and thus a doctor's visit. However, from the many comments and emails and DMs and paper airplanes that you guys sent me, not everybody has that type of access or that type of time, which is why I am happy to partner with Agency Skincare. Agency, which, I've talked about them before here on the channel, it's an online platform and you get your own customized prescription serum that is tailored to your specific skincare needs. And these are things that can help you with things like the signs of aging, dark spots, and other discoloration. And you ain't even gotta leave your house to do it. You ain't even gotta leave the bed. So how it works, you take a skin quiz where you detail your skin history. You talk about your health, any sensitivities that you might have, any current medications that you're on, what's in your current skincare routine, what your goals are, yada yada. And then you submit photos of your skin that are reviewed by a real life person who is a licensed dermatology provider, and then they're able to determine both from your pictures and your skin quiz which active ingredients need to be in your customized prescription serum and at what percentages. And one of the things that I really love, you can ask your licensed dermatology provider questions all the time, skincare related stuff, you can ask them any questions. There's also this portal that has loads of information on how to use your customized serum, when to use it, what you can use it with, what you shouldn't use it with. And then also down the line, if you need to decrease or increase the percentages of the active ingredients in your serum, they can do that too. You also get access to ingredients that would typically require a prescription, gold standard ingredients such as hydroquinone, tretinoin. And like I said before, you ain't even gotta get out of your bed to do any of this. You might wanna at least prop your head up so you get the right angles when you take your skin fixtures and get the right angles and the light. In case you were wondering, because in this community, we're all at different stages of our skincare journey and skincare education. Tretinoin is a gold standard ingredient. It has long receipts of its efficacy to work on skin. It can help with things like smoothing the skin's texture, fine lines, and it can also help with dark spots. It's also often typically prescribed as part of an anti-aging routine. I've used tretinoin for years. I'll also tell you a little bit more about my own personal agency customized prescription. We're gonna get to that. Hydroquinone is also considered a gold standard ingredient that also has long receipts of its efficacy for the skin, fading dark spots and other types of discoloration. As a matter of fact, it was one of the key ingredients in the custom cream that I told you about that I used to, there was a lot going on here. There's other videos I can explain, but it's one of the things that helped to fade the discoloration underneath my eyes. Now, the thing with hydroquinone, though, is really good at what it does. Sometimes it's a little too good at what it does. So much so that you need to be under advisement when using it. You used to be able to get hydroquinone readily available over the counter in percentages of 2% or less. However, recently a rule was made where any percentage of hydroquinone you need to get with a prescription. Now, the reason for that is because hydroquinone can tend to work very quickly. So, you're not meant to use it long term. Typically, use it on for 2 months, you go off of it, and then if you need it again, then you go on again. But this is something that you need to be advised with a licensed dermatology provider, which Agency has. Which brings me to another point that's another really great thing about Agency. They not just leaving you out here to figure stuff out on your own. Their portal has lots of information on what time of day you should be using your custom serum, what you should use it with, what you should avoid using it with. You can ask questions to your licensed dermatology provider at any time. You can determine if you need to increase or decrease the percentage, increase or decrease. My hands have a mind of their own. The percentage of the active ingredients, they're not just gonna leave you hanging, because over the years, from the comments, the DMs, the paper airplane communication that y'all be sending me, a lot of you guys do wind up going to skin pros and either you forget what they told you. Maybe it wasn't explained in a good way. This way you have everything written down in a portal, and you can always email and ask them any questions that you have. There's also a 30-day trial. Make sure you check out the description for information on that. Now you might be like, okay, this sounds good, but how much is this gonna cost me? 2 months supply of their Future formula, which is their customized prescription formula that helps with the signs of aging. That's $80 per shipment. So 2 months supply, $80 per shipment. While a 2-month supply of their dark spot formula, which helps with dark spots, that's gonna be $70 per shipment. So 2 months supply of the dark spot formula is $70 per shipment. Or when you get both prescriptions, you get a little discount. So you'll get 2 prescriptions for $130 per shipment. Now let me tell you about my custom serum. So I've done both over the years, seen a derm in office, which I've showed you on this channel, and I've also used agency before, which I've also talked about on the channel. So my custom Future formula contains 0.035% tretinoin. We talked about already in this video what tretinoin does. 1% dexpanthenol, which helps to moisturize the skin, and it helps to also reduce itching and flaking. It also has 5% tranexamic acid. Tranexamic acid helps to even the skin tone. And it also has 4% niacinamide, which is our well-known friend. Niacinamide performs many functions for the skin, including strengthening the skin's barrier, helping to even the skin tone. My goal right now is preventative and maintenance. I don't really have any major things that I need to do with my skin. I'm just trying to preserve and keep it looking good. I also have the add-on for the Cloud Care Cleanser and the Cloud Care Weightless Whip Moisturizer. I like the cleanser and the moisturizer. The cleanser has a nice luxurious feel, doesn't strip my skin, but also doesn't make it feel like I have residue left on my skin. And the moisturizer sunk right in and felt like its name would suggest, weightless on my oily skin. I like it as a nighttime moisturizer and or a colder weather moisturizer. Now you might be sitting here like, now come on now, Danielle. You asked in the beginning of this video if we're taking this anti-aging thing too far, and you're just gonna slide in some amazing skincare in this video? But that's the thing with the internet. It feels like you have to be team one extreme or team the other extreme. Can we not just be fine with being 35 plus while simultaneously wanting to continue to look our best and still think that 14 is too young to be thinking about wrinkles? Can I not personally reject what society deemed as an age-appropriate outfit back when I was a kid? You know that in this picture, she is only 9 years older than what I am now. Can I also personally reject the notion that I'm not supposed to care about this kind of stuff? Because let's be for real. Let's be really, really real right now. We know that we are damned if we do and damned if we don't. If we don't do anything about aging, people gonna be like, ooh, she look old. And then if we do, oh, she's so vain. Why would she get that work done? Oh, why don't you just age gracefully? And this is another reason why it's good to be this age, because when you get to this age, you really stop caring about what people think, because then you really realize that most folks out there are full of it. But what are your thoughts on aging? Share your thoughts in the comments, and coming up next in this video right here, check out these celebs who look even better at 40 plus than they did in their 20s. Or check out this video where I break it on down on how to use tretinoin, because it's like jumping in a double dutch rope for the first time. Like, you gotta be prepared. Whichever one you choose, I'll see you there. And thanks again to Agency Skincare for partnering with me on this video.